Famcast Media. Bitch.
You're listening to From the Dungeon Podcast with Dee Rotten.
And welcome to From the Dungeon Podcast. I'm your host, Dee Rotten, and I'm here with Vinny, one of the four horsemen of the BreakRoom podcast. What's going on, brother?
My man, what is happening? Thank you so much for having me. How you doing?
It's a fucking honor, dude. It's an honor. I like I said, when I had Sweets on, bro, people in your neck of the woods know him as Chris. I just call him Sweets.
He's Sweets, dude. Honestly, that's 100% right, because all the time that I've known him, there's always been a ton of Chris's. Everybody's got 6 friends named Chris. Yeah. He was sweet. He's sweet.
He's got the name, bro. He's fucking too sweet, bro. He's sweet, dude.
Sweet, nuts.
But yeah, like I said, I don't know how the fuck in the world I found you guys. I mean, I know it's been like 3 years already. Like, you guys have been doing it for 3 years.
You're like a day one, my man. I swear. It's funny now looking back and seeing the comments from early on. You have been with us for now we're on our third year.
You had Big Red on the team, bro. When I was in, man.
We had Zach. We started with Zach 100%. It was a 5-man thing to start off.
Like my whole thing was, I always thought it was like maybe like I was scrolling to IG and everybody sees the Rob the Peter Griffin dude or whatever, and I'm just like scrolling, and I think I seen a clip. He's like, I got my new podcast up, check it out. And I'm like, I'm interested in seeing new shit. And I go on and I'm like, it's about video games. And I'm like, I'm in, bro. It's the same shit I like.
Well, it's good to hear, because we definitely started out first. Rob, yes, he's the real life Peter Griffin, and his reach it knows no bounds. So he's definitely been the face from the beginning. It was his, part of his idea as well, and he has that ability, man. He could get himself in your face, and I love the fact that you caught on to that. It really wasn't real life Peter Griffin related. It was more Rob. It was just Rob and us talking video games and wrestling and anything else that came to mind. We really didn't have, let's say, like, intent in what we were going to do. We just knew we were all friends. We all chopped it up at work, and we were like...
And I loved the background. He had all this shit, and I'm like, bro, I had that when I was a kid. I had that when I'll date myself. I'm 47 years old. So I'm like, I had that, had that. And I'm like, holy shit, he still has that.
He's got the Griswold family basement. It's legit, just straight out of 1978. It has wall-to-wall collectibles.
He's got the Fortress of Solitude, bro. That's what it is, man. It's fucking awesome.
Oh man, yeah. Rob has other names for it too, but that's his thing, man. He's been into collecting, toys, collectibles since forever. That's ever since I've known him, before Peter ever existed.
Like you guys said, he needs a fucking room to display, because he just keeps him in bins. He says, like he needs to show. He could probably get a fucking like a corner store or something like that, and just have it on display and charge like $5 an entry to come in and look at it.
Walk into this 80s and 90s museum of every toy you've probably ever wanted or ever seen, because that's what he has. His attic is ridiculous. It's the biggest collection.
He gets me with, and we're just jumping all over the place. Don't worry. He gets me where I see him with, like, because I'm a big Motu guy, Masters Universe, love Masters Universe, love Star Wars. I don't have the originals. I buy like the remakes and shit, helps me remember when I was a kid, and I was like, this stuff is fucking great. I see him get stuff, and I'm like, He breaks the one cardinal rule. I don't like. I do it once or twice. I don't like ordering online. I like hunting in the wild. It feels better. It feels better. But I'm like, fuck, he's got that one. Fuck, he's got that one. I love it. I'm like, damn, but I can't break that rule, man.
I know. But some of that stuff at this day and age, it is impossible to get it out in the wild because they don't even distribute to retail. It just sells out instantly. Some of the stuff that he has, even those, especially the Mattel creations, he buys. You know, you're investing. You're putting this money in 2 years in advance before you ever see this thing.
Yeah, I don't know how. Like, yeah, with that, what was that fucking He-Man shit he got, bro? What was that the Castle Grayskull? No, the Eternia set.
He's got the Eternia set. Yeah, he's got the full Eternia set, and he's got the Castle Grayskull up there, and it's one of those things. He ordered that like I think 2.5 years ago.
I didn't even know you could pre-order that shit until like people were putting videos. I was like, when the fuck was there a pre-order out for this shit? Like, where am I? Can I get on that list, dude?
It's amazing what they've done by like having these concepts and not making the toy until it reaches these goals, because then they're, you know, it doesn't cost them any investment and they can just you know they have the fan base out there. Yeah, unbelievable collection Rob has. It's just he needs to display it more. We've tried to find ways to show it off, but it's so much that you almost don't know where to start.
Like I'm telling you, your final, like you're like, you know how The Rock is the final boss.
Final boss.
Your final fucking break room podcast, Fortress of Solitude, should be you surrounded by all this shit displayed. Like that's the end. That's your end game fucking like room.
That's the money shot right there. If the break room upgrades to Studio 2.0,
you got to get an intern, bro, to work the cameras and shit, man. You got to find an intern.
God, I wish. Yeah, that would be nice. We're doing it all by nitty gritty. Me and Chris. That's pretty much me and Chris's role. Me and Sweet there have, you know, the behind the scenes duties to make sure everybody is able to watch some of this content, and that's a tough job to begin with.
So where are you from, Vin? Let the people know where you're from.
I'm from Long Island, New York. I'm out here, Suffolk County. You know, born here. Used to live in Massachusetts. Used to live in Boston.
Really? Oh man, you're a part of the fucking. Don't say the B word, bro, in New York, man.
No, you know, I was living the reverse life because, you know, my mother, she's from up there. My father's from New York, so it's got family in both places. But I was always the Yankee. So when I moved up to Boston, had the New York accent as a kid.
Yeah, dude.
Wearing the Yankee cap, and I was catching hell straight.
You don't even catch heat up there, bro. You catch like fucking like people wanting to kill you.
Oh, they'll belittle you. I was a kid. I was a young kid, and they have no problem giving you lots of shit. And it's all in good fun, I will say, for most of them. If you can take their shit and give it back, they're good with it. But as a kid, man, I knew I had a target on my head when I was rocking the Yankee cap. But those, you know, what are you going to do? My grandfather took my dad to Yankee Stadium, saw Mickey Mantle. So that's all.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
That's all you got to know. So come Yankees on, forever.
Yeah.
Fuck Boston.
Like I can tell you this, I don't watch. Like I used to watch sports in the '90s and '80s. I loved basketball. Loved the NBA, bro, in the '80s and '90s, man. I was big on that, man. I was a closet basketball fan, bro, at home with because my father and my brother are big sports heads.
Gotcha.
So I was like, I shared a room with my brother, so I had no choice.
Michael, it was just my shrine to Michael, I'm sure.
Dude, man, I'm like, bro, it's like I can't believe, like I still can't believe half the shit I watched Michael do, bro. That I was like, wow, I can't believe I saw it on TV. I was like, this dude is like, he's God. He's just God, bro.
He's Black Jesus. He's Black Jesus.
Dude, man.
That was the era, though. The 80s and 90s in sports were, you know, it was right before the big money came in. You know, it was just before it really got insane.
Like I stopped when Kobe came in. It was done. It was done, bro. I was like, I'm tapping out. Jordan's gone. All the greats that I enjoyed are gone. I'm good, bro. You know,
inevitably it always comes down to that, right? But I've been a sports fan, you know, honestly, my whole life. I played football since I was 7.
How are you a Packers fan living in the fucking New York, bro?
Hell yes.
How?
Hell yeah. So that came from my stepfather, actually. So he's a diehard Packers fan. And the thing about the Packers in New York is Vince Lombardi. Because Vince Lombardi's from New York. So Vince Lombardi went to Fordham. He was an assistant coach for the New York Giants. The Giants wanted him to be their head coach, but Green Bay gave Lombardi the general manager and head coach role. So he went out to Green Bay and set up shop out there, and the rest is history. So a lot of New Yorkers and people who knew Vince had that respect for Green Bay. And Green Bay was insignificant at the time. They were a joke. And lo and behold, you know, he's the most historic head coach in the history of sports. So my stepfather's whole childhood is right in sync with Vince Lombardi's ascendance.
I think he's got competition with Madden, bro, because Madden got a game.
Madden, you know, if Vince Lombardi was, you know, I think if Vince Lombardi lived past 1970, it would be different. But Madden, you know, come on.
They should make a 2K Vince Lombardi game, bro.
I'll buy that in an instant. I keep saying Madden sucks. Madden's trash. It's the worst fucking game out, and they keep recycling it, and I keep buying it like a sucker.
Yeah.
But it's probably one of the worst sports games out.
I heard you say that on the podcast, dude, and I was like, and I sat there, I was like, wait a minute. He's right. They don't have a 2K football game. They got 2K basketball. They got NBA Live for EA.
It's because the NFL sold out, and they sold the NFLPA rights to Madden for like 10 years. So nobody else can make a football game with the players' names.
What about college?
I don't know what the deal with college. That's all new now with the NIL deals and these kids being able to get money and the NCAA taking a slight back seat. I don't know. I think this year we're going to see the first NCAA game since, I don't know.
Because I remember in the 90s, EA put out a college basketball game, but they didn't have nobody's names. They just had their numbers, and I was like, well, why aren't the players getting paid for this shit?
Yeah, because the NCAA was always standing in the way of that. Now that's dead. That's gone. So you're seeing these kids make big money.
Now you can't get kicked out of college for getting a Ferrari? You know?
Right. Yeah, they can't strip away your Heisman because you got a little bit of cash to survive as a college kid. You know, they need to reinstate Reggie Bush's Heisman Trophy, by the way.
Oh, shit.
Bullshit.
I don't see anything wrong with these kids. Like, yo, I'll give you some money. You play on my team. Bro, you're already paying their school. They can give you some scratch. Just like a job.
100%. That's what used to happen anyway. The influence would go to the school. So these companies would approach the schools and the coaches. Now the kids are getting direct. Of course, it's going to have some negative impact because people are not taught how to deal with money, especially lots of money. But, you know, it's
we had I don't know if you heard of them. You probably heard of them. St. Anthony's, the high school over here. They had scouts going there and, you know, greasing palms and shit to the Hurleys and stuff. We want this, dude. How do you think Duke got fucking half their shit, dude?
That's just how it works. You know, it's always been that way. It's all relationships. It's all borderline nepotism at times, but it's who you know. And people get plugged in, and those businesses are big businesses.
Do you think they're gonna? Do you think they're gonna make a difference? Because I mean, that's big money, bro. To have a fucking a football game just exclusive to one thing. You don't think they're ever gonna like let them broaden their horizons?
I don't see what Madden is such a legacy game because
I mean, it looks real when you're playing it, bro. When you were playing it first, I was like, is he watching a football game on the podcast? I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I was like, oh shit, that looks real.
Man, I guess from the perspective of maybe not seeing it a lot, and I really think they.
Yeah, I haven't paid attention to Madden since it was on Sega Genesis.
Gotcha.
You know, so I was like, to me, I was like, holy shit, dude, this is Madden.
What the fuck is this? Yeah, I think the game has kind of looked and felt the same or similar for like the last 15 years, and they just keep recycling the physics. It's just nothing really shocking. Nothing makes me sit there. I feel like this. If I'm sitting there playing and I do like a Monday Night Football game,
I like what you do. I like what you're doing, bro. I like the Sweet's got the little valet thing going there, you know. GTA, and you got the football thing going. I like it. Joe's doing the wrestling thing. I'm loving it, bro. You got Rob's doing the fucking that Fortnite shit.
Right.
Digging
everybody's got their little their thing. That's the thing with the channel. It's kind of been like, just do your thing. Bring what you have to it, and that way it's authentic. That way.
How did you meet the other four horsemen of podcasting? These guys are the four horsemen of podcasting now, bro.
Yo, we'll take that. Too sweet. You know, Rob. Well, honestly, I've known Chris the longest. I've known Sweet. I want to say somewhere in the. I actually worked with Sweet before I even knew him, and then later he was a friend of my younger cousin's, and then later we worked together as bartenders.
Is that dude that's always in the chat?
My man Joe. That's
Yeah.
Joe, Lil Joe. That's my cousin.
Okay.
He's my brother. You know, he's the 100%. That's my guy. I'm an only child, but Joe's my brother for sure. So Joe and Sweet, they went to school together, same age, and yeah, it just so happened started working with him again. He was always always hilarious. He just always had strong opinion. Really good at a joke. So,
he's like on the pie. That political podcast. I'm like, whoa, Sweets, relax. You're gonna blow a blood vessel right there, dude. Chill, man.
Joe wanted to catch him off guard with that one, and he's like, I'm not gonna censor myself. So I've known Sweet the longest, but Rob, I met Rob because I was brewing beer over here at my house.
Oh, really?
And he worked with my best friend they worked together at this bank. My friend's like, I was gonna bring this guy I work with over. He's hilarious, he does great impressions. He's just awesome. I was gonna bring him by. I said, yeah, tell him come by.
Yeah.
Rob comes in the door, brings a cigar. We're shooting the shit, a bunch of guineas. So we hit it off right away, and it's kind of parallel to the real life Peter Griffin. It was that new, or not even new at the time. At that time, the new video that really kind of propelled this real life Peter Griffin thing, that was produced and done by my friend who I met Rob through.
Okay.
They produced that whole thing. A bunch of film students from Quinnipiac University. And it was kind of funny because I had met Rob before they were doing it or as they were about to do it. And they fucking put this video out of Rob as Peter at New York Comic Con 2014, I want to say it was. And it shot out. It just shot out of a cannon. It was crazy. So Rob's luckily I had known him.
That's crazy. A shit that's supposed to be a joke is fucking infamous now,
It was shocking at the time. It was very shocking. I was putting out social media posts about it, and it was just like, you guys seeing this? This is featured on like CNN and all this other shit. No, we had no idea what was going to happen. The guys put together a great video. So I've known Rob now. It's over 10 years. Chris, again, over 10, 12 years. Joe I had met borderline almost 10 years ago now. We started working together. He started working at the same place me and Chris worked together. Go unnamed, but
you gotta have some kind of mystery, bro. Can't tell everybody everything.
So Joe comes into this job, and right away, like he meets Chris, and Chris is like, "You got to meet Vin," and we just all hit it off because we got those. We all laugh at the same shit. We love, The Sopranos, Goodfellas. We're always cracking jokes and one-liners, and so Joe just fit right in. And then we got Rob hired at the same place we were all working. So it was us four at the same job.
There's no fucking boring days with you fucking four in that fucking joint, I bet.
Not a chance. No, never a dull moment. I can't tell you how many times people would be like, you guys need to have your own show. This is ridiculous. You guys are ridiculous. So, yeah, it was kind of born out of stuff like that. So, yeah, I've known these guys for 10 years now, and we've been working on the BreakRoom for...
How did you guys come up with the fucking concept, or who threw it out there first? Like,
that... I got to tell you, with Rob and the Peter Griffin thing, that's been...
Because you had the Big Red Machine in there, too.
We had Big Red. We had Zach. Zach had kind of approached Rob. Everyone wants to do a podcast with Rob. That's, it comes with the territory. I had done a podcast long time ago with some other folks. Rob was involved, and
was it kind of like same thing as this one, or a little bit different?
This was something very like hyper specific on video games and like anime, and there was certain people had certain specialties of this thing.
Okay.
I'm always like the tech guy. I'm the tech behind the scenes, how to actually execute the idea, how to do the editing, how to do all this. So I know with a podcast, it's work, man. It's a lot of work goes into this stuff. What you're doing here is no joke. And I was always adverse to not wanting to do it. And Rob was like, I'm not going to do a podcast unless you do it with me. And I was like, all right, so Zach kind of was like, I want to do a podcast about movies and some stuff with Rob. Rob drags me in. I'm like, you know what? Joe is like, you're not doing a podcast without me. So it was like, knew right away, like, yeah, we need fuel. We need personality. I love Dr. Disrespect, Pat McAfee, these guys that are like cutting edge. I consider them cutting edge on YouTube, and they're entertainers. So I just felt like, well, we got to find a way to entertain. So let's do that. We're not experts. We're not behind, we don't have any special knowledge of behind the scenes or how stuff used to, so we're just enthusiastic about the stuff we love.
Yeah.
So Chris was the last minute addition, because Chris came to me and was like, are you really going to do a podcast without me? This is bullshit. Same thing as Joe. I was like, dude, I'm not even trying to drag people into this. You don't understand what you're getting into, but okay.
So you're getting all the heat now. You're starting one without me. You're starting one without me.
Oh, yeah. That was definitely it. So finally, we just set on a date. We were like, let's get together. It was more of like, can we do this? I think that was the first thing. It was never like, what is it going to be about? What do we do?
Well, yeah, to me, the difficult stuff is, it's like the research of how do you do it? What do we got to get? This and this and that, like.
Constant trial and error. The first episode, if you go all the way back to the pilot, it's us with a bunch of Yeti mics, really struggling.
Dude, I loved it because I'm a big roadcaster. I got the Roadcaster Pro and everything. I'm a big Once I saw you dudes get the Roadcaster, I was like, they're in. They're in, bro. You don't make an investment like that unless you're in.
100%. That was a Chris move. Sweet moved right on that, because we were struggling with the audio. There was way too much, cross talk and no condensing.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys did those first 2 or 3 episodes. I'm like, what the fuck, Yeti mics? Like, what are they, USB in? What are they putting into?
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. It was Jimmy rigged.
And then Chris was off on the side, bro. I'm like, who's this voice guy over there?
Chris's early episodes too, classic. He had the worst audio issues. We had to sync his audio file in GarageBand to actually get him onto the show.
You would have never been able to pull off a live stream with him on there, bro. It looks like it would have been impossible.
Impossible.
Or a headache, like you don't want.
Yeah, definitely. And those early episodes, as you're pointing out, were they're post-edited. We recorded and we edited. My biggest problem with that was, after like 6 weeks, no one wants to edit this shit. No one's going to watch 3 hours of us talking. And
I did.
I mean, out of the group, honestly, rewatch it all, recut, add clips, add photos. It's a ton of work. You're working 40 plus hours. You can't maintain the rhythm.
It's annoying. Yeah, it's fairly annoying.
It's very difficult. So we just, I had put the idea, like, we could do this live. We just hit that live button. What's going to break? We don't know, but we'll figure it out as we go, as we did before. But it's been an evolution since the first episode. We've continued to try to get better. First, it was the audio. We needed clean audio because no one's going to watch.
Oh, dude, yeah. Once I saw you had got the Roadcaster, you got the mics and shit. I was like, oh, shit, these motherfuckers, they're upgrading. All right, let's go, man.
Piece by piece, man. It's been a heavy investment. Got to be honest. It's definitely, it's taken a lot, but it's good because every piece that we got, we knew why we needed it. And that's the most important thing. You could spend a lot of money, but if you don't know why or how you need to use something, it's such a waste. Luckily, every piece we've integrated has gotten more than its fair share of use. And
because when I first started, I was using I had a fucking 4-channel USB mixer. Then I went and I got a 6-channel USB mixer, and then I was like, oh, I need a 24-channel. You never know, because like in my mind, I'm like, I want to have like a Justice League, a bunch of people in one table and shit. and then once I saw this one podcast in Philly, this hardcore podcast, and I saw they had their stuff out, and they were like, yeah, we're going with the Roadcaster stats. So I was like, oh, let me look it up. And I just looked it up, and I was like, wow, this is great. I was like, sold all my fucking USB mixers, and I was like, I'm just going to get a Roadcaster Pro, and that's it.
Switch right to XLR. Absolutely. Yeah. That thing, if you need podcast equipment, that is the best place to start. It's the one piece of equipment that's indispensable. It was worth every penny. I even told Sweet not to buy it because of how much it cost. And we were so early on into the project. I was like, dude, I don't want anybody, making these investments and not being compensated properly. But it was an essential piece, and it's
oh, dude, once you guys got the Roadcaster, the game just fucking went up, bro. Like dude, you guys went up like 3 or 4 levels.
Yeah, you can see it in the episodes that the second that thing is introduced. I'm glad you recognize that.
I'll tell you another thing too, bro. I recognize when you guys got the headphones. I talk to Sweets on the side a lot, and I was like, oh, this and this and this and that. Once I saw you guys got the headphones, like, yes.
Instantly killed the crosstalk because we can't hear ourselves. We talk to hear ourselves. That's pretty much how all these us Italians talk. So without headphones, you can't hear when someone's trying to say something, trying to carry on and help the convo. So it was one. I wish we had done it earlier, but it was one of the most effective pieces of equipment we got. The second everybody put on headphones and you could hear you could hear someone breathe.
You know how close you are to the mic, how far you are, it's like, it's fucking perfect.
A dream. It really helped. So glad you recognize that.
Oh my God, man. But so how are you enjoying the podcasting though, man? Like, since you say you're like, kind of like, you're not really like the front dude or crazy like Joe or going to cons like Rob or, fucking blowing gaskets like Sweets,
I'm definitely I'm behind the camera. So you see the stuff with Raw. If you see the Peter Griffin videos, I'm behind the camera there. I that's where I'm comfortable. You put me on camera, I'm all of a sudden like, what do I do with my hands? I don't even know what to do. So yeah, my comfort level. I remember in the first, if you look in the pilot episode, Rob like kicks it to me because we just start. We hit record. Everyone does their intro. Rob's like, Vin, and I was like, I don't even know what to say. So hey everybody, and just moved on because I just freeze. I just don't like being on camera. I don't have the charisma in my mind for it. So I always find myself on Final Cut, behind the scenes in OBS, trying to figure out how to execute ideas because ideas come. Ideas are easy. Yeah. But it's executing the ideas. Are you the
one that does all the cut? You cut up the videos and put all the videos up and everything like that?
I think everybody's done. Me and Chris have done a majority, but I would say a lot of that stuff's probably from me. Again, the GTA shorts, all of that stuff is sweet. We also relied heavily on recently on something called Opus, which was an AI-based program that would at least help cut. And then you can trim and expand on clips. Yeah. So that was helpful. But yeah, all that earlier stuff, any of the post-edit videos, it's coming out of my my Final Cut studio. So yeah, that's where I'm cool. I like experimenting. I'm like a master of none, but I love learning new stuff. I love if we have an idea or if I have an idea, I like trying to get that idea out. It'll burn a hole in my head. And I'm like, I think I can do that. How would I go about it? And I just start piecing it together. And
since you're the tech dude, bro, you got to drill this into Sweets, man. Because I talked to Sweets about it, man. But everybody's got their fucking work day and everything. This and this and that. You guys got to multi-stream to multiple platforms. You guys are good, man.
I don't think we have an adversity or a reason why we don't.
Because I told Sweets, I was like, yo, you should be on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at the same time, bro.
That's true. I think the Twitch audience is finicky, so I think one part of it is that it's additional places to manage. Yeah, and it's something that
because there's always people out there who are going to be fucking like, fuck YouTube. I'm a Twitch guy. Fuck this.
You're absolutely right. I don't have a good reason why we don't, except for the fact that we're like sometimes it feels like the podcast, like the stream, is like it's just a house of cards. And if we add a new card every time, new graphic or a new transition, it's always kind of like, is this gonna fucking break the whole thing right now? Because sometimes that thing is I don't want to say unstable, but a little slow to react. So
because now they're doing a lot of these like StreamYard, Restream, they're letting you go on the fucking Instagram now and go live with your shit. So it's like right now we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter.
Find the BreakRoom podcast on YouTube for sure. Right now, that's where you can find us.
The only BreakRoom podcast on YouTube. Fuck that faker.
As far as I'm concerned, they're paid for their subs because their videos have less views than ours. So I don't know how you have more subs but less views. I don't understand.
I watched one of their episodes and I was like, what the fuck is this, dude? This is not the BreakRoom podcast. They are, bro. Like, who are these fucking fake guys?
Our biggest thing I said with the podcast was we had personality. That was what we were bringing to the table.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I hope carries through the most. The reason we went live was I wanted it to feel like people could come hang out. If it was a Friday night, you were just chilling and you were drinking some beers and maybe watching SmackDown or something.
Oh, dude,
you could go.
You guys got a lot. You guys got Hells. You got Tricky Ricky.
Tricky.
You guys got a plethora of people. And now I work Fridays. I work like 6 to 2 in the morning. So when I'm on my fucking chill time, that's when, I turn you guys on for a little bit and I start watching when I'm sitting at the desk and stuff.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate it because it's definitely keeps us going. I think at this point we're so in the mindset of like, the audience, like what can we do? How can we switch it up, make it fresh? We want to put forth a good product at this point. You just got to
keep that mind open. Don't limit your audience. Broaden that shit, man. Take over every platform.
I'll have to be responsible for that. I think the next step might be going beyond, I don't know. I have to look into it.
You guys have Facebook and Twitch.
Oh, it's there. It exists. It absolutely exists.
I've seen it. I'm a fan. I follow it.
You're dead on. No, you're dead on. As many eyes, asses in seats.
There you go. You gotta get those fucking asses in seats, bro. What is this? What did Al Bundy say? If you build it, he will come. Come on.
That's a fact.
You can't go against Bundy.
You don't know what audience you're missing. You don't know. That's true.
Exactly. Now, toy collecting. Are you big into the collecting, like say Sweets, Joe, and Rob, bro? Are you like? I see you on the videos going to these fucking vintage shops with them, bro.
Again, that's me behind the camera,
and they're dropping coin, dude, on shit. I'm like, God damn, dude.
I am blessed for that not to be one of my things.
You're not a plastic crack addict?
No, I'm not. I'm really not. I'll get some key things. I'm like looking over. I have Weapon X. I have the 90s, Uncanny X-Men Weapon X with, Logan has the helmet on. Certain very specific key things. I would be more sports memorabilia. If I see, original Bart Starr card, something like, because sometimes you go to these shops and they'll have a little bit of both. Yeah. So I would gravitate more to that. But yeah, like I said,
Are you into collecting those baseball or football action figures like called Matt Cardona's boy?
That's funny. I have to watch more of that. I have so many of those pro football figures.
Yeah.
I have Reggie White, Mark Chimera, Brett Favre. I have like probably 9-10 bins of just that. Sports memorabilia, sports cards. That's how that was the stuff I grew up on. I was definitely brought up in like a sports household, sports center. Yeah. We would watch Raw. My stepdad would get a kick. He thought like the Nation of Domination and all that stuff was hilarious. So he just happened to kind of start watching that when Monday Night Football would end, and it would be like, oh, let's Monday Night Raw. He would laugh his ass off, and I just thought that was so funny, and it was at the perfect time for obviously the emergence of Stone Cold and The Rock. So, but yeah, like I said, grew up playing a lot of sports, and some of that other stuff was just, I don't know, either limited. I couldn't get GI Joes. Like my mom was one that would be like, nope, not buying that. Nope, that's not happening. They're just gonna break. They're just gonna break in half, and I'm not buying it. I'm like, it just became something that I wouldn't get.
Yeah.
And not to say I was toy deprived, that'd be a friggin' lie, but.
Well, your mom knew that. Your mom knew they were just plastic crack, bro. You can't go against it.
Absolutely. The only thing I do wish that we did get into, because we got into a bunch of little, Beanie Babies. No one could avoid that in fucking 1996.
Yeah.
So.
That was a big craze, dude. That was a big craze.
Pokemon cards. I wish I had gotten into that because that paid dividends in this era. Yeah. If you have those cards.
I thought they were garbage when I used to see my nephews with them. I was like, what are you collecting that crap for?
That's what my mom said. That's exactly what she said. That's such fucking bullshit.
And it didn't help that the cartoon was kind of like, to me, it was like, I like He-Man, G.I. Joe and shit, man. But to me, I was like, that shit's too kiddie-ish, bro.
Right. It definitely missed me generation-wise, too. Because I was becoming like a teenager. So I was starting to get like way too cool for, shit like that. But yeah,
exactly.
Avoided the plastic crack. I did get into Funko Pops a little bit. So I probably have a couple.
How crazy did you get into it, bro?
Not insane. I have select ones that reflect like my interests, my
Yeah.
a lot, Marvel. I got the Marvel ones up there. Got my DBZ ones. I got my dude, Big Lebowski. I got my Vince Lombardi, Aaron Rodgers. I got the Aaron Rodgers one on that trip.
So you
Actually,
just didn't go out there and say, I gotta have this whole wall right here.
no. Oh, I need all the Ninja Turtles, and I need everybody from Batman. No, I just knew better. I knew better. Couldn't do it. If I saw like really cool one, another one, it was another one I got into, actually, Game of Thrones. So there's a whole Game of Thrones.
Don't know how. Like I'm with. There was somebody in your chat, bro. I think it might have been your cousin that said, Game of Thrones and House of Dragon is garbage.
Oh, no way. That couldn't have been my cousin. I'll tell you why, but who said that?
It was some dude named Vitale or Vidal or some shit. He was on the other night on Friday.
I think I remember because
I'm not into. I don't like game. I think it's long, boring, and it's not like Lord of the Rings. I like magic and this and that. I like my shit to be fucking supernatural.
I get you. Yeah, Game of Thrones was
too much talking.
Too much talking, man. I loved Game of Thrones up until that very bitter
last season.
20 minutes of the last episode. I could have gotten through even the last season, but the last 20 minutes of the last episode were just so gut-wrenching. I remember it ending, and me and my girlfriend were sitting there, and we were just like in that awkward, stunned, like, is that it?
I used to work at a hotel, bro, where I saw the fucking guy who created it and shit. Little fucking short, fat white dude.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And he's with like some 6'4" fucking like gothic chick. And he's just walking around and shit. I'm like, and my boss was a big Game of Thrones fan. So he's like, oh, that's him. He's like, leave him alone. Because my boss is from World War II, bro. I'm sorry. He worked and he went to Vietnam.
Gotcha.
So older dude. So he's like, leave him alone. Let him be. But I love his shows. And I'm just like, man, that's a small dude to be with that tall ass chick.
Dude, based on reading those books, there's one thing about George R.R. Martin I know is that he's a freak. That guy is a freak. He's into some things.
He had some college dudes come up to him like, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. And he just fucking totally cold shouldered them, bro. I was like, wow, look at this dick. You just cold shouldered your fan base, bro.
We went to go see him recently. We saw him last year. He did an appearance at a theater, and with the appearance, you get an autographed book it's all about the House of the Dragon, basically.
Yeah.
And I got that feeling from him. Yeah, when we were leaving, we kind of hung around a little bit, and then he was exiting, and I'm videotaping him, and he walks by, and I'm just like, George, thank you, and he just kind of does this little burp burp. He's not that verbose. Oh, I'm gonna hang out. You know who is like that?
Who?
Kevin Smith.
Yeah,
Kevin Smith,
Jersey boy, right there.
Yeah, he was very cool. He was very cool to Rob and myself.
It's kind of weird how like Kevin Smith was the fucking quiet one in the movie, and fucking Jay was the loud one, and Jay's the quiet one in real life, and Kevin's the loud one in real life.
I know. I feel like the more I've done this podcast, the more I've learned the things you see on screen sometimes, or a lot of the time, are the inverse of the reality. There's definitely not always that clear depiction when you put somebody on camera or something on a screen. There's a perception of it that's different.
When I went to their store once, I saw this was like 2021. I guess people were still all COVIDed out and shit. I saw Jason in the back of the shop, and he looked, and he was like trying to hide. And I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna bother you, B. You're in the real world, man. I got respect. Right. I'm a chew Ming's ear out over here.
That's me for sure. I would prefer, even at the cons, I know that they're there to do that and like say hi. I don't have any real interest in like the autograph stuff, and it's just awkward. I just try to, if you get the opportunity like Kevin Smith, it's like I just said, like, I really respect the work that you did, and loved it. Thanks.
Oh, dude, I would yell at him, bro. I'd be like, yo, why'd you make me cry in Clerks 3, motherfucker? Like you have no right, man. You're supposed to make me laugh, not cry in this fucking movie.
Chasing Amy. Yeah, I love that. I love those movies. Yeah, so Kevin was a nice guy. George, but the Game of Thrones, not to divert off of that. Game of Thrones, was one of those things for us, for my like group of friends.
Like, did you think dragons were gonna come out and shit and like Lord of the Rings style stuff, or
nope? And that's why it was great, man. Because when I wasn't into Lord of the Rings, I definitely didn't grow up on it, and
those movies kicked ass, though, man.
I admittedly am I like politics and dialogue, and then I love that fucking interpersonal shit. And from episode 1. Had you interested. It was like, okay, this is interesting. My cousin, to the point of knowing Joe, didn't say it was shit. He was the one that got me into Game of Thrones. I came home from work one day and he goes, "You have to fucking watch this show," because we came off the Sopranos era. We were always every Sunday we would do dinner, have friends over.
I hated this. I hated the Sopranos until 2020 happened, and I was like, man, I got nothing else to do. Let me just give this a shot. And I was like, oh shit, this is fucking great.
Greatest show potentially ever, from front to back. Probably the best show ever made.
And dude, a lot of it's around the corner from my house.
You're right there.
I live around the corner from where their fucking meat place was, which is a parking lot right now. I live right around the corner from there. The church where they had the feast at.
Yep.
I live right around the corner from there too.
Holy shit. So that was probably, you could watch that and be like, oh, I know that corner. That's right over there.
When I watched the show, I was like, oh, that's the Peruvian restaurant across the street that we go to.
It was the Pompadums. So coming off of being the Sopranos, like get together kind of thing, it was like, everyone's coming over. We're going to smoke weed. We're going to watch the Sopranos until the end. Then it was Entourage for a little while. Then there was a lull. It was like, I don't know. And once Game of Thrones happened, it was slow. It definitely wasn't even like season 1. Season 1 was like a key group of people.
I only got through 30 minutes of episode 1.
Oh, really? Oh,
I was done, dude.
You had to get to the end of that episode. That's what I was saying, because at the end of that episode is the hook. And the hook of that episode in that season is that a 10-year-old boy just gets pushed out the window. That is, to me, was like, he just... The episode, did he really fucking throw this kid out the fucking window? What was that? So that, I think, from the get, that show had the shock and the awe and the humor. It was just something I was like, oh, I want to see more of this.
Yeah. And
we were so excited. Every week there was, like I said, a key group of people that would come over. We'd have a nice rolled up fresh L, and that was like, it's starting. Everyone shut up. Don't lights down. No one speak from beginning to end. And then the episode ends. You're just like,
you don't think maybe you guys got really into it because you're fucking stoned?
Hell yeah, that was always part of it too. That was always part of it. But
I mean, you guys were probably smoking some good fucking weed. You didn't move, bro.
You know it. That was definitely part of the camaraderie in the group. But there was just something about the show super intriguing. It was like, wait, is that their brother and sister? Why are they?
That was some shit back then, dude.
What the fuck is going on here? That's some shit that goes on today. There's no talking about. But yeah, so it's so much things that really broke the mold, I think, for what we had seen or been used to on seeing on TV. And then also, like you're saying, that Lord of the Rings comparison is almost immediate.
Yeah.
But it's the complete inverse. You know what I mean? Like George R. R. Martin deeply respects and is inspired by Tolkien. But he decided.
I mean, if he would have started doing some shit like Tolkien, but I would have called him a straight rip.
Right, exactly. You can't do that. You have to have your own brand. And what he did was the right thing, because he took real history and molded it into his story. There were things that happened, not dragons, but that happened throughout history that are reflected in his show. And if you look into the ties and the parallels, it's what made it even more believable that this was this could have happened up until the dragon scene. And then
how are you feeling about this House of Dragons thing? Are you happy with it? Are you not happy with it?
Definitely happy with it. It believe me, there was.
It feels like a money grab to me.
Man, there was a time. I would say when I was watching Game of Thrones, I was so hooked that I had to read the books after. I couldn't wait for seasons to come out. So for something to really motivate me that much, I have the books. They're up there, and they're fucking this thick. And I read every page. I read a couple of the books
The
twice.
books are better than the show, then, right?
Books are better than the show, just more detailed, more intricate. You know, it's a deeper story there. But for something to motivate me to do that, very rare, very rare. And when Game of Thrones ended so poorly, it was such a disappointment and such a blow because it was in the zeitgeist. It was something we would talk about on Mondays. We would theorize about Jon Snow and Azor Ahai, and we would watch these YouTube breakdowns.
Did it kill you as much as the ending of Sopranos?
No, see, I understood the ending of The Sopranos. I would like to.
I get it, dude. It says you're dead.
I got it. I watched that and I got chills because I was like, "Holy shit, they fucking killed him."
That's it.
And
It's
everyone
over.
at my house was like, "What happened?" And I was like, "He's dead." And they were like, "What? He didn't die."
You're seeing the show through his fucking eyes in his life.
He's the protagonist. He's the So absolutely. When Game of Thrones ended, it wasn't shock like, "Whoa, I can't believe." It was more like, "That's it? That's how you fucking wrap that up? What about this? What about that? What about this? This, and that, and this, and there's fucking 10 things. What about?"
And it's funny how the guys who were writing that last season, bro, they fucking dipped out because they thought they were going to write Star Wars, and then they got fucking canned from Star Wars.
It was such a poor ending and so rushed and so poorly received. Their names would stain anything else on it. So Star Wars was out. The Netflix deal was out. They just butchered their own careers. I do think, with hindsight, HBO being purchased by Warner had a lot to do with it. Because I read something where some of the executives from Warner went to the showrunners and they were like, "We have this idea where we'll do micro episodes and we'll put them on cell phones. What do you think of that?" And they were like, "We got to get the fuck out of here." So I almost think there was a fatigue among the cast because Daenerys, the actress there, was like going through seizures. Everyone was just like tired of it. I think it was a grueling thing.
How many seasons? How many seasons were they doing?
What we have? Seven seasons? 8 seasons?
Yeah, that's a long fucking time, man.
It's a lot of time. They did a whole episode in the dark where they were filming for 3 months at night. It was a grueling thing. So I think at a certain point there was a fatigue factor, and they didn't have the luxury of like recasting. So they were sticking with what they had, and they were gonna end this and wrap it up. It should have been 10 seasons. 10 seasons would have allowed the books to really be seen and heard in the show. But they don't have an ending, and we don't have the ending of these fucking books either. George R. R. Martin is.
Isn't he taking his sweet ass time with that?
He's struggling. You know, I can only imagine he's struggling, pulling all the threads together.
How can I fix this garbage? Like,
how do I? This guy is out there, and this one's here, and I got to pull them all together. I'm sure he's. It's almost an impossible task, but I've given up waiting. I used to be like, yeah, we're gonna get it this year. I think I've been saying that since 2018. Like, yeah, this year. Nope. This book is taking 20. I don't even know if he'll ever finish the series himself.
You'll get it when you don't want it no more.
Pretty much.
You know?
But that's a book I will wait for. I will go to the store. I will wait. I will do a midnight release. I will have it on audiobook. When it happens, it will become a moment. But until then, I have to forget about it.
I mean, he needs to lay off those 6'4" goth chicks, bro, and fucking start writing the book, man.
It's definitely what it is. You know that's what it is. Hell yeah.
Have you been watching the X-Men? The cartoon?
That is the next item on the list. I got Bad Batch, X-Men, but right now I'm very deep into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So on my downtime when I'm not dealing with the break room and it's not a game, I would stream to the audience out there. It's not something that would interest them, but I am deep into the Final Fantasy remake. That's something we've been waiting for since I was a kid. Final Fantasy VII graphics,
I think I played the only Final Fantasy I ever played was the first one on PlayStation 1.
Oh shit!
I beat that and I was like, I'm good. That shit took too long, bro.
That is it. This game, this is only part 2. This is part 2. This disc was the original Final Fantasy was 3 discs. Yeah. And we're still I think at the end of this, we're about 50% through the full story. So we got another 5-6 years to wait.
So you haven't even watched the X-Men 97 cartoon? None of this, like.
Have not. I've seen some of the drama, so I'm always on social. I have to be on there. So
the drama's out. The drama's always going to be out there, man, for anything, even if it's good. You know what I mean?
Right. Of course. Well, negativity plays. Negativity plays. It sucks, but it gets people riled up.
It's okay. I mean, I've watched it. The 3rd episode is out today. I've been watching it. It's good. I really don't care for the drama because I'm like, whatever. You know.
Right. The thing that I read that was like the drama was the Magneto Rogue relationship. Apparently,
I didn't even know they were banging, bro. I was like, holy shit, when the fuck did this happen? And my boy was like, oh, when they were on the fucking island together. I was like, really? I gotta go back and watch that. Like,
when the fuck? I saw people dredging up weird shit about it, but yeah, it's one of those. Like, I guess everybody in my mind, I'm always used to the Gambit Rogue, romance, not Magneto. Magneto's an old man.
My critique with Magneto is like, why do you look like a goth dude now?
Yeah, where did that? They went heavy into the House of M. I think it's known as the House of M arc, and they gave Magneto the long flowing hair, and it's just like, okay,
he looks good, man. Just like, yo,
Silver Fox,
change your fucking outfit, please. Like, I don't like it, bro. I'm not into it, man.
I'll have to watch that just straight out of the nostalgia of it.
Exactly.
Amazing. So, and that show it ended, back what, in 99? I don't even remember
something.
When it ended, it was just like disappeared. It was just like, oh, this is over, and there was so much more to tell.
Nah.
But
and I mean, people I watch, like, I'll dabble into like Geeks and Gamers and stuff like that, and everybody's all like, the sexuality of Morph and this and that. I'm like, bro, I don't care who he's banging, dude. He better turn into something fucking cool and kick some ass.
Right. Let's watch him fucking kick ass. I don't care about the rest, really. I have no problem with it, but it's not the point. It's not why I'm watching.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. And then fucking nobody's gonna show shit anyway, man.
X-Men's always been one of those things that was always so the underlying message was always very deep.
Yeah.
In X-Men and why X-Men was written as a comic and what it represented, and
they were outcasts, bro.
Absolutely, and
they were always outcasts.
A lot of people out there can relate to that. So it works and it plays well for those reasons, and they gotta stick with those reasons. That especially in the MCU. I am a big MCU guy. That was one of my biggest passions.
I don't know how Sweets is a part of your group, bro, and he doesn't fucking watch all of them, man.
He can't. Sweet won't watch a thing. If you recommend something to him, he ain't watching it.
Well, he hasn't watched. Was it Donnie Brasco?
Donnie Brasco, infamous. He will never fucking watch it. He still has the.
He still got Joe's DVD.
8 fucking years, man. 8 fucking aprons on this fucking guy. He will not watch that movie. You cannot recommend stuff to Sweet. Sweet, very reluctant to jump into things. Every time I recommend a game, he's just like, meh.
Oh, what was the fucking game? He was fucking pissed, you guys. Oh,
Elden
God.
Ring.
Yeah, I think it was
Helldivers. What else have I've tried to tell him? I've tried to tell him at least a dozen. I've just stopped. I'm like, don't even play it, dude. I don't want to hear you bitch about it.
What's that one game I just want to play Starfield. I'm like,
Starfield. Yeah, that was, it's a better game. And I'm like, well, it depends what your definition of better is. If I'm having a lot of fun.
I watched Rob play it, bro, and I was like, bro, this game fucking blows. Like, I could not even. I would be pissed if I wasted $100 on this motherfucker.
Sweet likes to find the edges of a game. He likes to push something to the absolute limit. He loves to experiment. So those open world Bethesda games, that's where you can do it. You can take 100 gas canisters and pile them all together.
Oh, he needs a VR into fucking GTA.
That would be, that I'd pay to watch. I'd definitely pay to watch that. GTA, oh my God, GTA is a whole other conversation.
Well, you guys will get it by next year.
GTA 6, I swear, man, if I don't get this game before the end of next year, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know.
I mean, you better hope they don't say, oh, it's GTA 6 in 2026. Like, motherfuckers.
I expect a late 2025. That's always been my expectation. Fall, something that's going to be big for Christmas. When that happens, that's it. I don't know. Our whole channel is going to convert into a Grand Theft Auto channel.
Because they haven't put anything out for the Xbox Series X or the PS5 that's actually even did anything with the system. You know, move the fucking needle. Nothing.
No, you can tell the game industry's in flux. They're trying to figure out what to do. Do we do live service? Do we do these long, deep single player narratives? What do we? And they're just completely indecisive about it.
They got me with the Avengers game and they got me with the Suicide Squad game. I was pissed.
Those are just those are two really trashy, low, just like overpriced, low end, underdeveloped games. It was like corporate. It's just a corporate game. It's like it's a business plan wrapped in a skin. And
it's like the Suicide Squad depressed me so much that I went back and played Arkham Origins.
God, those are great.
I was like, fuck this, dude. I was like, I'm gonna go back and play the first one.
I'm gonna play a real game where it feels like somebody cared that made it.
Because dude, it's just fucking you run, shoot. I'm like, bro, come on, man, really?
Boring. Didn't have the camaraderie aspect where it's fun to play with your friends. It was just a task driven. Everything's task driven, and you're like, I want to go to sleep, man. I have a job. I don't need this. I don't need daily login.
I thought you could go anywhere you want to. No, you got to go here. But I want to go over there. No, you can't go over there.
Can't do it. Yeah, those are not open world games. They're just games on rails. Very, very just poor. I hated those games. Zero fun. Zero.
What's some of the games you like playing though? Besides the Madden, besides the football?
Man, I play I definitely go for the, especially at this point in life, the narrative-driven single-player stuff. Ghost of Tsushima. Grand Theft Auto is one of my staples for sure. It's one of the things.
I could never get into that game, bro. It was just too big.
Oh, GTA
it's too big, man.
It's always I from GTA. I remember the first time. I remember the where I was sitting when someone said it to me for the first time. They were like, "Have you ever played Grand Theft Auto?" And I was like, "What?" And we're talking PS1 top-down graphics, and I was like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." Oh man, you can get bazookas and blow up cars and steal cars, and now he's like, "But the graphics are kind of whack."
Yeah,
but it's cool. Okay, so I fucking ran down the block to the local rental place that I had. They had a copy of it.
Love those fucking video stores, bro. Missed them.
Oh, those were the best. And the guy working behind that counter, he didn't. How old are you? That wasn't a thing. So ran home, GTA. Really hilarious, but obviously limited. So it was like Micro Machines, but violent. That's how I always looked at it. And GTA 3 came out, and when that came out, it just changed everything about what games could be. We were taught. I wasn't allowed to get it at first. That was funny. But my buddies on the football team had it. They had it day one, and we were on the sideline, and we got in so much fucking trouble. Coach killed us for this. We were talking about the game. He's telling us like, well, you could go pick up prostitutes and bring them over into.
I heard about that, dude.
And we were like, "What? Like, I can't. I've only seen like pictures, and this is OG internet where
I can picture your coach probably like, oh, they're talking about plays over there.
Oh, he was fucking. Just run, because we weren't paying attention. It was literally like we were just so locked in on what he was saying, and then finally went to the dude's house after practice, and we were just trading off the controller, who could get the most stars, and that forever will be one of my best video game memories. So from then on, it was always whenever there was a new GTA, I would just completely drop everything, go right to it. And GTA Online was another one of those things that couldn't wait. GTA 5 was amazing.
Yeah.
And then what was possible with GTA Online was so exciting. It took 10 years to really get to that place where what you dreamt of was possible.
Well, they've been stuck on 5 right now, right?
I mean, they've been stuck on GTA 5, but GTA Online has evolved every year, every 6 months. They have done free content. You can access all this stuff for free. There's no paid DLC. They've tweaked, improved. The only thing I've had to rebuy is the game on 3 separate generations of console. I got it on the 360, then I got it on the PS4, and then I bought the enhanced PS5. I got it for free on the PC. But GTA Online to me was like that was the future of what the game could be. And Chris is an example of what is possible.
I think he took it to the limits.
He funny, me and Chris was the first person I called when I found out about something called Grand Theft Auto role playing. There's like these special servers on PC only. This is like right before COVID, I think. I was watching these videos. I was obsessed watching these videos, and I was like, how do I get involved in this? So you have to apply for this GTA roleplay server. You download the core game on PC, and then you download like a hack basically on top of it. Mm-hmm. And more or less what it turns it into is GTA roleplaying. It's an RPG instead of just like a arcade kind of shooter. Yeah. So there's gas in the gas tanks. You need to get a license. You need to pass a test to get the license. You got to buy. It is in depth. The cops are other people. It's not NPCs. It's other people role playing as cops. They pull you over. Sorry, this stupid thing keeps happening. But
I didn't know what the hell that was. I was like, what the stuff's
happens at the worst times.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So anyway, so the whole thing that was interesting that everybody's playing their part. All the way to the court system, the judges is a real
really
person. Nuts, absolutely nuts. You got to spend time in jail. You got to go through the court proceedings. It's unbelievable.
Are you in the jail, like going around in jail with people?
You're in jail. Yeah, you're in jail for a few hours, and it's just one of the more impressive things I've ever seen done with a game that it wasn't intended to do.
Yeah.
It was so popular. And became so popular that it drove GTA to being one of the #1 streamed games, which then became so popular. Rockstar acquired 5M, which is the people who made the hack.
Yeah.
Rockstar last year bought this whole team, and they're going to start bringing over these elements, hopefully into what will be the next generation of GTA Online. But it was the first thing when I saw it, I go, Chris, we got to get on this. And Chris brought this, what was his name? Dusty? I think his name was Dusty the Crackhead. And he'd get on and he'd talk like this and he'd ask for cigarettes and shit. And then he'd let people know, hey, if you need anybody killed, I'll kill him for you. And he would just sell this so hard. And people ate it up. So people started to, bring, it was Rusty the Bum. Sorry, not Dusty. It was Rusty. They would bring Rusty around and give him cigarettes and cigars and all this shit. And we got into the drug business. We started manufacturing drugs. And it would be crazy because you'd be going to these places to manufacture the drugs, but other NPCs would come in. I'm sorry, not NPCs, other players would come in and rob you. They would just hold you at gunpoint. And if you didn't put your hands up and they shot and killed you, everything you had was lost, and you went back to the hospital.
Oh,
you had
shit.
to respawn there. Your car, everything was stuck where you got killed. So it was like super detrimental, but it was a game that I like games that have consequence. There's a meaning to what you're doing. It's not just to check a box or get a trophy, or there's something deeper behind it.
I used to watch this guy on YouTube. Before Chris, this was years ago, I used to watch this guy on YouTube. He would just drive around and he would hey, come in my car. And this kid's like, let's go kill somebody. And the kid's like, yeah, come in the car. He'd rob the kid and murder whoever. You can hear it's a kid on the fucking thing. Who knows? It could be guys, somebody throwing their voice. But he robs them and shit and takes all their shit, or goes back to their hideout and robs them. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
now, in the role-playing game, there was some like serial killers. There were people who would do stuff like that. They'd pick you up and they'd take you up to the mountains, and then they'd start like whispering weird shit like when you're in the car. So if you were like stupid enough to like, or whatever, if you were playing along with this person, because it's role-playing, you would find yourself in a very awkward ass situation, man. And these guys, they take you out to the woods, and like I said, you have no car, you have nothing, and if they leave you out there, you have to walk back to civilization.
Shit.
So that would be part of the threat. Like, if you don't do it, I'm gonna sit. It was just really weird, really creepy, but also you're like, this is all happening in this game. This is fucking weird, man. This is great. So to me, the role-playing stuff evolved into what became Chris's GTA valet.
So is he really fucking like there's other people and they think they're going to a hotel and he's like, oh yeah, I'll valet your car. Boom, fucking
So the GTA valet spawned out of this. When the casino,
he needs to go with fucking Rob to like whatever con and dress up as the GTA valet.
He's getting that kind of reputation. I'll tell you. He bought the outfit. He's got the whole outfit. He's got his stream going. He hasn't been able to do it recently, but the valet came from the fact that when they came out with the casino, they put an NPC valet in front of the casino, but everyone would just kill this guy. He was just the most helpless NPC ever seen. He just stands there. Hey, welcome to the casino, and everyone would kill him. So Chris got it in his head like, I'm gonna dress like him. And this came from like, I had filmed, the scene in Casino with Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci. I recreated that whole scene in GTA Online. Me, Chris, a couple other friends. I have it. It's floating around. It's Holes in the Desert. So like we were always toying with what you could do in the game. And then we found out you could hack certain outfits. You could go into a mission, leave the mission, still have the outfit, and then put it into your inventory outfits. And then Chris went and he figured out like I could dress exactly like this valet guy. He just walked up, killed the valet, waited, and everyone who wasn't going to kill him did not even see him. It was like he was a chameleon. He would just stand there and look, and they'd run right in, run right out, do whatever the hell they were going to do. And so eventually he realized like, all right, perfect ambush. These people are going to have no idea what I'm
so about all those people are real. Hypothetically speaking, real people behind the camera that he is.
There's no staging. People have commented, oh, it's staged. Oh, it's this. No, Chris is like a Venus flytrap. He waits he'll wait for an hour if he has to. He'll switch lobbies. He will dedicate a lot of time to sitting and waiting and waiting for his prey. He's on the hunt, and sure as shit, every one of those kills is a real person. It is somebody who is absolutely shocked. One person messaged Chris, dude, I thought I was tripping out on acid when you came alive. I didn't even know what was happening because I was so shocked that the
Do they hear him talk, or is that just him overdubbing?
So he'll overdub those.
Okay.
Those. Yeah, that's that needs to be done in post because it's not.
I don't mean to be breaking the fourth wall out here, people, but I'm just curious.
Yes, it's a little bit behind the scenes, I guess, if you really take it that serious. But that's the only part of it that is staged in a sense, because when he's there, when you're in the public lobby, people, it's not proximity chat, and that's one thing that would really help GTA Online. You're hearing everyone in the lobby, so whether they're near the casino or not, you're fucking hearing them, and that stuff gets so obnoxious because it's every kid who's not supposed to play the game anyway screaming into the mic with these shitty mics. So really you need to play that you can't have their audio playing through. So what will end up happening is he'll get into text message battles with people. So if they want to talk shit, he's on the messenger on the phone in the game punching away, talking shit to these people like, I got you. Most people though are so impressed with what just happened that eventually they just give him his flowers, and they're like, that was amazing. I'm not even mad that you got me. That was so good. And then he'll be like, cool, check out the BreakRoom podcast.
He's too far. I think he's too far in where it's like, now motherfuckers are gonna know. They're gonna be like, yo, hold on, man. Is that fucking valet dude? Is that dude? Hold on. Now we're gonna be cautious going up to this hotel.
Listen, if you play GTA Online and you're not cautious approaching the casino, you better start being cautious, because he's looming. He's not going to give up on that as long as it works. As long as that works, and he's faster. He's a faster draw than anybody. He's looking at the map. He's seeing everybody approach. He's one of the best GTA players that I've ever seen. He's extra immersed in what he's doing. So good luck. I'll tell you, if you think you're going to approach the casino and kill the GTA valet,
no way.
Definitely got another thing coming. And then you know what'll happen? If the GTA valet doesn't work or whatever, they figure it out, they'll come up with another one. we've already done the cop tour. We've done the vigilante tour. Me and him are dressed as cops. We're in the cop car.
Yeah.
We're hauling ass around the city, demolishing people because they're already being chased by the cops. So they don't know when we pull up on them because we're off the radar. And suddenly there's like, what they would think are NPCs jumping out of the car, beating them with nightsticks, and they're just like stunned that it happened. So we'll evolve the GTA Valet if we have to.
Chris got that off, bro. Fuck, Sweet's got that off. I don't like you.
Sweet's, dude, it's nuts.
He's just fucking crazy, man. Let's get into our last one before we get out of here, bro. The wrestling.
Yes, sir.
Now, how do you feel about this whole Cody Rhodes final boss, the end of the story kind of thing going on here?
Man, we've been following the Cody Rhodes story. Funny enough, I feel like the show has really coincided with Cody's return to the WWE. We were hopeful it would happen. Joe was our resident AEW guy because he was kind of watching it for Cody. And we were hoping it would happen. In the first WrestleMania, we did the live stream. Cody Rhodes came out. It was one of the biggest pops in the history of WrestleMania because it was anticipated. Go ahead. I
gotta pull us off for 1 second, bro. I'm gonna put some music on. I'm getting called over by the missus.
Good. I'm gonna take a quick restroom.
All right.
Grab another Steve Weiser.
Go ahead, brother man.
I hear the roar of a big machine. Two worlds and in between. Hot metal and method dream. I hear the empire down. I hear the empire down. I hear the roar of the big machine. Two worlds and in between. Love lost, fired well. Dumb bullets and shoot to you. I hear the dive bombers and empire down. Empire down. With the songs of the city and the bruises, I get down and undone. Get ready, just you and me. We hold the kingdom and we hold the key. I hear the empire now and then. We don't doubt, we don't take direction. Lucretia, my reflection, can't you go with me? We look hard, we look hard to see for real. Such things I hear, oh, they don't make sense. I don't see much evidence, I don't feel. I don't feel. Oh, with the sounds of the city and disposal, I get down and undress. Get ready, just you and me. We hold the kingdom and we hold the key. I hear the empire now and then. Don't doubt, you don't take direction. Lucretia, my reflection, dance close with me. attraction. Dance a ghost with me.
All right, there we go. There we go.
My man.
Oof. So we're talking about this whole Cody Rhodes thing, bro, and the whole story thing. What's your theory on this story? How you feeling about this?
If Cody doesn't finish this story, we talked about this. I asked this question on the show last week, and you brought this up earlier. If Cody doesn't win this, does he risk becoming the new Lex Luger of the WWE?
Yep.
At this point, we've been on, I would say, a 3-year build for Cody obtaining the title. You know, it was understandable that he wouldn't come in and get it right away. But last year, after the torn pec, the recovery, getting back to WrestleMania, and then getting thumbed and losing again.
Did you hear that the Royal Rumble thing was a call by Punk? Punk called an audible.
I heard that. I heard because he knew he
got hurt,
blew his shoulder. He was poised to win, but I don't know how that works. I wouldn't understand too much about it because then that gives Punk the shot at the belt.
Well, I think Punk would have still chose Seth.
So he would have went for that belt.
Yeah, and then they would have had to probably go another way with Cody.
Yeah, I guess that would have made sense because they still had Elimination Chamber to help the story along. You know, I got to be honest. I'm loving the return of The Rock. We've talked about this ad nauseum on the show about the WWE being too PG. I think everybody, craves the Attitude Era. It's a common conversation. And
I mean, it's not just the Attitude Era. It's, you know what, man? It's like we know how people talk and how people act, and nobody acts like that and talks like that, dude. Come on, those fucking kids in that audience, bro. Their parents are home saying the fucking F-bomb like I am right now.
I said,
these
kids, this whole generation are internet kids. You think they're growing up in some kind of like nicey nice fucking no. Not this Hollywood fake bullshit. Yeah. They're definitely used to something a little more raw. So I don't want to hear we're protecting the kids. It's bullshit. You're fucking up your brand because you're playing to what the sponsors want. You're playing to the marketing.
Exactly.
And I get it. You got to appeal to the 8-year-olds and the 9 because they really think it's real. I get that. You don't got to appeal to us because,
dude, I know some. I met some douchebag 8-year-olds, bro. So come on, man.
Right, kids are pieces of shit. So you got to, treat them as so. It's fine. Make fun of them. They'll be okay. They'll survive some bad language. So I'm enjoying this return of The Rock, and of course, growing up on the Attitude Era, it's cool. But I just like that there seems to be more edge, and because he's The Rock, he's got permission to do it.
Yeah,
he can get away with stuff that others can't, or at least he can set the tone proper. But with Cody, the only problem becomes now it's Rock versus Cody. It's not Cody versus Roman. It's like that's like. Did
you watch Roman on the Pat McAfee show?
I only caught clips of it, and
fucking great, dude.
Yeah, he's in full sell mode. I think he's doing good if that is the formula. He's selling himself as the heel champ, is my perception, and it.
I can't picture him losing the belt. I think he should die with it, like a Bruno.
No way. No, I can't. I couldn't suffer that. He hasn't defended the belt. And when I look
54 times.
When I look at the amounts, when they chart the Hulkster and Stone Cold and all the times they had to defend the titles, all of the storylines that were integrated into them having the title. Roman's just gone. He's just missing, MIA half the time, or he's sitting in the back.
Maybe that's a part of the heat.
I get it, but it's just so kind of.
He's the only one that can pull that off.
Is he?
Well, like look at the $1 Million Man. When he came in, he said that it was kayfabe.
Everyone's got a price, baby.
It was kayfabe, and he really did do first class and all that shit. And he was like, the boys are pissed because they were riding coach and shit, and he's getting everything first class because he had to live up to the fucking to the kayfabe shit.
To the kayfabe, yeah, definitely. I think they're trying their best to make sure Roman's legacy has meaning. I think that's where he's at in his career. I mean,
he's top 4. You got Bruno, Backlund, Hogan, Roman.
I wish if you were talking to Joe right now, he would be beat red, dude. He'd be fucking so pissed because for him and you guys are definitely in that same block of WWF, Hulkster, Macho Man, and everything. And Roman just hasn't lived up to that. I'm the outsider, so I'm more watching it and going, yeah, it just doesn't do it for me.
It's been working, bro.
It's working.
It's working.
I
hate him.
I mean,
Joe
I hate him,
hates
but
him.
I feel like I hate him for the wrong reasons. I don't even hate him for the reasons you would hate someone who talks a lot of shit. Or
He's still top 5 merch seller.
Jerry, oh God, I know that's crazy. He was top the other day too. But again, with Cody, I do think because he's got the pure baby face thing going.
He's got the name, bro.
Well, that too, but it does play against him a little bit because he's almost too squeaky clean and he's kissing babies and he's doing all this after.
He's going to birthday parties, doing bachelor parties and this.
Right. That's going to create a resentment. That stuff doesn't play well after a certain point. It just comes off as hokey and folksy. But I just think at this point where the work Cody's put in, the way the crowd reacts to him, you want to put him over. He deserves to be put over. He's put in the work, and it's not even just about him being owed it. It's that he'd be a good champ. He would carry the belt well. It would continue the great legacy that, unfortunately, Dustin wasn't able to continue because Dustin was resentful of his father when he was, Gold Dust, and in his time, he was going through this. So he never got to rise to the legacy of the Rhodes family, and now Cody has, and Cody. Bringing all of the great fandom back to the American dream, for me to even know what that is and who that is, that's important because that means kids know. That means these 8-10-year-old, they're looking into who Dusty Rhodes, the American dream was. He's the son of a plumber, and he was just a regular everyday guy, and he had the big belly and the big honey, and that stuff is great, and that'll hopefully, keep the ball rolling in terms of what the legacy of the WWF is, WWE is. And Cody's just a part of that, and he does it so well. I think they got to get creative. When he gets the title,
if
he gets the title, I think man, you got to tune in. All right, so I'm gonna plug right here because the BreakRoom podcast will be live. We're doing the Sunday night show, even though we all have work on Monday. We're doing the Sunday night main event. We will be live reacting to the WrestleMania main event, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns. And if Cody does not win that belt,
I think your TV's going to break because Joe's going to kick
keep
it.
your eyes locked on Joe. Poor Joe's dreams will be shattered. And I just don't know where you go with him from there, unless then you take Cody down this fuck it, stone cold, just don't give a shit, I'm not getting my way, almost CM Punk kind of like.
He'll be sleeping in the alleys, bro, like his father.
It starts to become a question of what do you do with this guy and why was he putting in all this work for the last 3 years to just be shafted by
They must be laughing at how they got everybody gassed, bro.
Oh, absolutely. I thought when The Rock came out and swerved everybody, that was just like such a heavy, what do you mean Cody's not wrestling it?
I was pissed. They got me, bro. I was pissed, man.
The whole room was just tense with like, are you fucking serious right now? What's The Rock doing here? This is horseshit. They knew what they were fucking doing because they had the Vegas event set up for that. They had the Cody showing up, it almost feeling like a UFC style interview and blurring the lines of reality. That stuff works well. It was
kind of like a McGregor Mayweather.
Very much McGregor came to mind. I said, that's the kind of stuff they're going to need to do to keep up. That's what keeps the UFC crowd engaged, right? It's not just the brutal fight, but it's all the you're going toe to toe, chin to chin, and the fight breaks out. Dana White's got to break everybody up. Yeah. They have the new formula for what people want to see in combat sports entertainment. So it's right to go this way. I think it's right to go to Netflix and have a a Monday night audience that's maybe a little bit older, or it's gonna still be younger. It's like me watching Raw when I was 12, bro.
Like I would love when they go to Netflix, bro, to like please don't put fucking commercials on the documentaries.
Oh, that would be so...
I hate sitting through that shit, man.
I've been living that for like the last 2 weeks because I've been so into these docs.
I think you got somebody here, bro. If Roman wins, we riot.
You're damn right we do. That is a fact. I think I don't know, man. The crowd will have a visceral reaction to that, and maybe that's what they want. But from there, I just don't know what Cody has to win the belt at WrestleMania. At a WrestleMania.
I can't picture it though, man, because it's like when you like physically put Cody Rhodes next to Roman, Roman is like The Rock, like a man's man. Cody looks like a fucking teenager next to a fucking 30-something-year-old. It just doesn't look it.
I would say we were looking at Roman the other night. He was looking a little gaunt. One of our conversations we've had is like, Roman not wrestling. What is the reality to this situation? Is there something going on behind the scenes that like we're unaware of as an audience? And I know he was sick before, and it's like, is he still needing to continue with treatments? And is that something that's playing a part? Because when all is said and done and his legacy is written and they go back and they're like, wow, look what Roman was doing while he was carrying the belt.
I don't think
I
don't think it's an ongoing treatment, because my friend survived leukemia. And I don't think it's an ongoing treatment. I think every 6-7 months you go back and get some blood work done, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I mean, this might just be the fucking don't let Roman wrestle to piss people off.
It's clearly it does piss it pisses people off, man. It definitely is one of those things. You want to see him out on a Monday Night Raw getting attacked or having to defend himself, or you want to have that sympathy or empathy for the champ, because obviously everyone's gunning for him, and they need to create for the audience that appearance that it's him against the world.
I just hate how it's fucking every single match he has is the same fucking ending.
It is fucking
you get Solo Sikoa with the spike, and it's like, oh come on, really, dude?
Oh yeah, like get the fuck out of here. Come on. All right, so let me then, I guess I want to paint the two theories that are dominating the break room conversation. So we have a bet. We have Chris and Joe, of course, facing off.
Of course, Sean and Brett.
Sean and
go.
Brett forever. They're living it. They live the kayfabe. So Joe's theory is this. The Rock and Cody came to an agreement before all of this has happened. And that night that Cody was making his speech and said, I've made counsel with, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And he calls The Rock out. So Joe's theory is that all from then on is a work. So then what will happen is this is a plot to when Roman is wrestling Cody.
Yeah.
Rock's going to betray Roman. So Cody gets the belt and The Rock becomes the head of the table. Because that's the theory, that The Rock is the head of the table. Roman is a pretender. And The Rock has come back to lay his claim.
So you don't think The Rock is going to get back in the ring again then for SummerSlam?
So this is more to Joe. I'm going to give Joe all the credit here. Now, The Rock can only wrestle a finite amount of times. I just read something before. He's like 2 or 3 years older than Hulk Hogan was when The Rock and Hogan faced off in their like Legends match.
He's like what, 54, 53, something.
I want to say he's 53. He looks fucking 42, but exactly. You know what I mean? Like the reality of your body isn't, it just doesn't react the same. It does not respond the same. Those bumps, he's going to feel those bumps. I don't care how jacked he is. He could tear his ACL just as easy as any player, or easier than anybody you've ever seen. Yeah. So that's why he's got to limit himself. I get that. You can't have him in the ring all the time. I do think there has to be a Roman Rock match. We wanted Roman Rock back at WrestleMania Hollywood. We thought that was going to happen. And head of the table battle would be sick. And that would help put maybe Roman over or whatever. It would make Roman a bigger heel than he is. that has to happen at some point. So to Joe and Chris's point, it does come to that place because no matter what, The Rock is betraying Roman, and Roman and Rock need to have a match that's going to be all about the bloodline. It's the bloodline match. It's the face-off for the head of the table.
No.
We think that has to happen. That's why this tag match is going to be one match The Rock is involved in lightly, but then in SummerSlam, we'll see The Rock face off with Roman. The other theory that Chris thinks this. It's not a work from the beginning. It's actually what it becomes is a power struggle.
Mm-hmm.
More or less, because The Rock is The Rock and Roman's just Roman, Roman's going to feel a certain kind of way. He's just going to grow these resentful feelings to like, I'm the man, not you. I don't care who you are, when you're from, when you were great. I'm the champ. You're not. I'm the head of the table. You're in Hollywood doing whatever you fucking do.
No.
So there'll be that resentment. And you've seen it a couple of times. There was a good example of this. And it was when Roman interrupted The Rock as he was about to, that was a big moment. You never seen The Rock get interrupted like that. And that person not get the people's elbow or rock bottom. So that was a moment where I was like, ooh, tension. There's definitely the beginnings of the power struggle. So Chris's theory is by the time we get to WrestleMania, which we only got so much time left, there will be that moment that The Rock turns on Roman and gets Cody the belt.
No.
The only problem I have with that theory is that means then The Rock gave Cody the belt and Cody didn't earn it. It creates an air of like.
Let me ask you this though. What are you going to do if that doesn't happen? Because there's three theories. Either The Rock turns on him,
table,
or The Rock doesn't turn on him, or Cody just fucking beats him flat out.
Or to your point, what Roman and Rock win the tag match, or worse, they give the tag match to Cody and what's his name, and Seth, and then they give Roman the win on Sunday. Those two things, if those happen, you'll never see a more deflated BreakRoom podcast than the next episode for that. Yes, I see your comments. So the hype around this, we're so hyped about this whole situation. We're so hyped for WrestleMania that because the last Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania is going to be right here in Brooklyn, the BreakRoom podcast has seats at Monday Night Raw. We will be there live. Peter Griffin will be appearing as real life Peter Griffin. So we're going to make it a spectacle, and we're going to go see for ourselves The Rock in Brooklyn in the lead up to WrestleMania.
Chris Sweet's got to dress up as a GTA valet, bro, when he goes there.
For real. We got to see it. We're bringing the girlfriends. It's an event. It's going to be an event. It's going to be an all-time event. I'm going to be shooting some video for that. I'm definitely going to put something together for that. But that's how excited we are.
I think they need to fucking let Cody just beat him clean.
That would be the best possible.
That's the only way you're going to get this cocksucker over and have The Rock come at you. Beat him clean in the ring.
You know what? I don't know. See, I don't know. So you saw Monday Night Raw. Did you see, obviously, this past Monday, you saw The Rock just beat Cody bloody?
Oh, yeah.
That's a really good, awesome for a number of reasons, but it creates a lot of sympathy for Cody, I think.
The BreakRoom put up last rumor is Cody will get jumped on Sunday by the entire bloodline. It will cause Austin, Taker, and Cena to come out and help Cody win.
I've been reading that too. I've been seeing that was another one of Joe's predictions. Joe's in tune. Joe should write for the WWE. He's definitely in tune with the audience and what he thinks would play well to the audience. Well, he had said we might get Austin. Well,
I heard Austin's he's agreeing to come.
They're trying to, in my mind, they're trying to put more asses in seats. I heard the show didn't sell out as fast, and there's some other some of the logistics behind it. They're a little bit concerned because beyond the Cody thing, they don't, they got Becky Lynch, and there isn't something else really reinforcing WrestleMania beyond Cody, Roman, and Bloodline.
No.
So Joe had made that prediction that we might see some of the other legends come out. That would be cool. I don't know if The Rock and Stone Cold have been in the same space.
They don't like each other kayfabe wise. They don't like each other still.
100%. This goes all the way back to The Rock beating Stone Cold, for the belt. I don't think they've been in the ring together since then.
No.
I don't want to see them in the ring, to be honest, Stone Cold's last appearance. You can see.
I like that theory though, man, because that's kind of just like when Sting fought Triple H and the NWO came out and DX came out and shit like that. I like that.
Definitely. And we're definitely in that phase. They're trying to pass the torch. We have these legends. We want to see them out there. The audience is people like myself and our generation. And that's why we're tuning in as well. We want that thrill of seeing the Hall of Famers. So I would love that. That would be great. Just Rock wanting to interfere, but being held back because there's
Taker's got new hips, new knees, everything. Taker's ready to go, man. He's ready to roll.
Taker's gonna be there for whatever the hell it is, the day before, like the
that talk thing or whatever.
Super Sunday, Super Saturday. It's the Hall of Fame appearance that they do.
Okay,
before. Yeah. It's kind of like the it's like a WrestleMania con. So he's gonna be in town. The pieces are set up. If you got The Rock in the ring,
yeah,
the only thing that can match The Rock's presence and his fandom is a similar legend. So we would be going nuts. That's why you have to tune in and watch us live, because everything about that show is gonna be live.
I'll be at work. I'll be at work until 2 a.m. on Saturday, and Sunday I'll be up to. So I might just instead of watching Mania, I'll watch you guys react to Mania instead, man. It'll be more fun.
You'll really know. We're gonna, you'll be able to tell just by our reactions what is going on. I can't wait. We have such a good week planned. We have some new.
This is fucked up, Joe. Whoever's rocking the Break Room podcast, 40 years of Mania, they are going all out. Triple H will honor Vince's legacy without acknowledging him.
This has got to be Joe. There's definitely Joe. Joe, shout out to Joe. Thanks, Joe, for joining. How do you honor Vince? This is all his doing. I don't care what you fucking say. Yeah. This doesn't happen without him. So
I don't care what the hell the guy likes to bang, and I don't believe half the shit. But I do believe he's a douche and didn't pay.
He's a douche. I'm sure he's got proclivity. I don't want to know. Whatever. Yeah. This is what it is. Like you said, he didn't kill anybody.
Exactly.
Was there impropriety? You never shit where you eat, and that's the ultimate cardinal sin. And that's what happens when you do. I'm wondering, when do we see Shane McMahon, or when do we see
McMahon?
One of the McMahons. That's my expectation.
Because this might be a WrestleMania. If we don't see a McMahon, this will be the first WrestleMania without a McMahon.
Stephanie,
she's in the building, but it just, you have to be on camera for it to count.
Shane would get the biggest pop. I remember when Shane, was it 3 years ago when Shane blew out both his quads because he hit the fucking ring when he ran in? Oh, that was Vince.
That was Vince.
Shane did
Shane fucked. I think he fucked up the Royal Rumble story or some shit or something like that backstage, and they got pissed at him.
Oh, whoops. Okay, so maybe he's out for a while. Triple H is running the show.
That was during his father. His father don't own the company no more, so that has not. They don't care.
That's true. Yeah, they don't care. That's true.
He'll just be a paid talent.
I think that's smart. They should. Eventually we'll get to that place, because someone's got to carry that legacy. And one day Vince dies, and there will be sympathy for Vince. There will be that feeling of, well, look what he created, and look at all the things we get to enjoy, and it's on his behalf.
Right now, people are hating him, bro, because there's so many fucking people on the internet, bro. You don't know who's botting, who's not, who's making shit up, who's doing this. It's like, bro, stop.
So many people wanted Vince gone because they perceived his storytelling abilities to be dwindling. There was a lot of things about Vince that people had resentments, obviously for 40 years. People just resent him. So they were looking for something to not like him anyway. But, the court case and all that stuff. What was that? Oh, Joe says
Hulkamania might be there.
Listen, WrestleMania 40. The whole number XL, it's got to be XL.
All right, now, if you got the Hulk, you got to reach out to the Hitman.
Brett, man,
everybody's got it. Imagine if it's a lumberjack match and you got all the old legends out there.
It gets to all right. So you always risk this part of, what are these guys coming out with their walkers? You know,
Oh.
their legacy. You're at what point are you affecting their legacy? Because sometimes you want the last image.
Yeah, Hogan's got a cane, bro. He ain't walking in no ring.
Right. The last image you want of yourself in the squared circle is not you at that age and you know, stumbling. You really want, like, the risk of bringing Stone Cold back, in my mind, is the last image you have of The Rock and Stone Cold is Rock pushing the ref away and leaning over and like telling Stone Cold, like, yeah, man, I love you, you know, and Stone Cold's just laying there. He's like, I love you too, bro. You know, it's like, it's a moment for them. It's personal. It's still in the kayfabe, and no one knows about it unless you watch the bios and stuff. But
Joe's
that's the
right.
last image of them.
Cena's the only one that can make it down the ramp.
And I don't need to see Cena. I gotta be honest. Beer truck. Bring in the beer truck. Have them old school. I will absolutely.
It's got to be I swear, I would love it. It's got to be a lumberjack match or something. That would be it. You know, everybody in the whole fucking all generations hate Roman so much they surround the ring.
And then, what are you drawing away from Cody? Like, to me, if Cody wins last year, it's earned on every level because he overcame the injury. This year, it's different. It's like he's like. I did like the fact that Rock made him bleed. I thought they should have been doing that before. I thought every time Cody went out, he should have got jumped by the bloodline. It should have been like, Cody's out. They're just beating the absolute living shit out of him. They're trying to make him quit. They're trying to make him scared. And that would bolster that would reinforce the idea that the audience has his back and wants to watch him overcome.
Yeah.
And that they haven't done enough of it. It seems like now we'll see what happens on SmackDown Friday.
You can't make Cody look like a bitch. That he needs all this help.
That's, you know, so again, it's all they've been for decades good at threading the needle. I'm sure Triple H.
Oh, Joe, come on, fake blood. They staged it to trick around. They're just getting Hollywood now, man.
Joe will be in denial if his prediction does not come. If that's strawberry fucking syrup, Joe, that just makes Cody look like a dick. Can't touch someone's blood without. I get what he's trying to say. If they come out and have to explain how it was fucking strawberry syrup or something, dude, that's not going to play well.
No,
it's going to be so like, what? That's too much.
He's saying blood doesn't. You're going too deep, man. You're going too deep.
Hey, ready? Joe makes a good point. Blood doesn't look like that. Well, we know it's fake blood, no matter what blood it is.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to razor themselves anymore, regardless. But I brought this up on the last episode. I said, you know, didn't the WWE really benefit from CRT television and non-HD? Because now, when you're watching this shit in 4K HD, you see every fucking slip up, every miss, every potato, every little thing. It's like,
just watch AEW, bro.
Yeah. So those guys do some sketchy shit. That guy's neck is broken. That's crazy but yeah, the flubs, they're just so obvious. So the fake blood, it looks fake because you can see you got a 4K OLED TV and this broadcast signal is fucking. So I think this generation suffers from the quality aspect. It used to be nice when it was smoky and blurry and the frame rate was about 24 frames per second.
Oh yeah, what was that? What was that? 480 or 420 pi or something?
It wasn't even rated in progressive scan. It was still, oh man, there was no aliasing, nothing. It was, so yeah, it benefited. I think it benefited in this generation. They tried to use the cameras to their benefit, where they would like quick cut a lot or shake the camera. One of my most hated things in the WWE. Someone would get slammed and they'd shake I don't need that shit.
We don't need your trick photography over here, cocksuckers.
I don't need this shit. Get this shit out of here.
I mean, but whatever happens at WrestleMania, it's gonna fucking throw everybody for a loop, no matter what they do.
Gotta. It has to. They got us, hook and crook. They got us. We're in. I'm bought in. I'm not the biggest year-round wrestling fan. I'm in. It's.
I mean, they got me to buy I haven't bought the game since 2019, so they got me again.
Ooh, they got you.
They got me again, bro.
2 years in a row, I bought this fucking game because of the podcast.
I wouldn't get 20. What was that? I think it was 2020. I didn't get the last two because there was like so many glitches in like I think 2020 and then 2022 that was like super glitchy. I couldn't do it.
See, here's something I would usually never have done.
Oh, you're in.
But I have this, so I'm buying merch. I'm a mark. They got me.
You're in.
So they're doing the right thing, but they need to put the cherry on top of this. And let's get to the next. I don't want to see Roman take Hulk's
I don't
thing.
I'll tell you this though, man. I don't know. Well, no, actually, I got to retract that. The main two things that are going to sell SummerSlam is The Rock, Cody, Punk, either Seth or Drew. Punk's coming back in SummerSlam.
All right, so that's a good point. I'm hoping for this scenario at SummerSlam then. I'm hoping for Roman Rock for the bloodline, for the head of the table.
It's too big. It's too big for that one.
Really? Do you think that show's
It's too big, man. It's got to be a Mania. It's too
that
big.
would have to wait till next year?
Yeah.
The Rock is going to be 58.
They're pulling some GTA 6 shit on us, bro.
Oh, my God. I can't suffer. We said it last year when it ended. I was like, I can't wait a whole fucking year, and here we are. I was talking about what would happen because apparently a match that we haven't gotten, whether in AEW, WWE, is Cody Rhodes, CM Punk. I thought that could put asses in seats. Because
I think that would have happened if Punk didn't get hurt.
I do think they would be further along.
Or it could happen in Mania next year.
I think it starts there.
Because he's got a story too. So he says
there was a reason to bring him back. There was a reason for him to come back. It was more than just to show up at Chicago and wave to the fans. He's got a legacy to bolster. He wants to make sure he's remembered, and I think he has to at least challenge for the
And I guarantee you, every time Punk comes out, bro, Tony Khan puts his head under a pillow and goes,
I saw Punk is going to be appearing on Ari Emanuel's podcast.
That I can't wait for that.
Unfiltered.
That's the one I'm like, bro, he'll rip Tony on that show. Because Tony was an ass when he was on that show.
Yeah, right. You're right. He's trying to bury him. So you're definitely going to see that. And I think that's again, the genius in the WWE. That's just more marketing for WrestleMania. The more smack talk Punk says about AEW just creates this heat and this buzz that we're going to be seeing these clips online. Everything's going to be about CM Punk and Tony Khan talking shit.
You see what Joe's saying here? He said, I said it on the last show. Rock, Roman, Punk, Cody main event for both nights, Mania 41. So imagine Cody versus Rock, Roman versus Punk. That'll top WrestleMania 2. WrestleMania 3, 4, and 5. And those me. I was like,
5 was the Mega
I love
Powers,
those three.
It? Was 5 the Mega Powers? The Mega Powers.
Yeah,
it was the split up.
Yeah, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 was the Mega Powers. 4 was Macho and DiBiase.
Oh God.
And then 3 was Hogan Andre. It'll top. Well,
you can't.
Let's throw 6 in there too. Hogan and Warrior. We'll throw that one in there too.
You can't. There's nothing. That's revisionist history, or actually, what do I call it? That's recency bias, because you can't top Hulk Andre. There's just no. It goes along with my debate about, is Triple H a top 10 wrestler? I go, if you say he's a top 10 of all time, you're forgetting about a lot of other people then.
He's top 20.
Top 20 is fine. Yeah. I said he's number 11. Like, I always get Chris riled up, and he gets me riled up. I said he's number 11. He's great.
I think he gets. I think he gets put up there because he's a cool dude.
I mean, he's carried. Now what he's doing with the business bolsters his legacy. Now what he's helping execute. But does that make him a top 10 wrestler ever? I just think there's other names that would go right above his.
I don't think he's better than Punk. I don't think he's better than Macho. I don't think he's better than Brett.
Macho, man.
Come
on. Better than Brett. Actually, that's a good question.
I don't think he's better than Brett.
Joe, write that down. Is Triple H a better wrestler than Bret Hart?
I don't think so. Like all round. Everything? No, I think Hitman's better.
I would give Triple H, mic skill. He's good.
He's got with that DX shit. He got it.
He's good on the mic.
He got it.
Brett always.
But when Brett was doing that Canadian shit, bro, Brett got him.
That's true. It's. I don't see. I just don't see Triple H. But
Brett,
again, the revisionist history.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 3.
Somebody's a Hitman fan because Brett is the best thing in wrestling.
The excellence of execution. Best there was, best there is, best there ever will be. You should have saw. Not to go off a tangent, but when we did go meet Bret Hart, that was an all-time moment because it was me, Rob, and Joe, and Joe had met him before. But it was just something to capture, like to be behind the camera and Joe walk into Wrestling Universe in Queens and see Brett. He looked like he was a kid all over again. And it was just an insane moment for him to shake his hand and say, I just admire you. You're the best. And I just think
I got something that's going to really piss Joe off right now. I just got to say it because it came to my mind. If Brett's so great, why'd he get hurt by a cheap ass kick from Goldberg?
Jeez.
It's like, dude. I mean, that's rough. But it's like, bro, you got hurt by a fucking cornball.
Joe's the next guest on here. You guys can go in on some hardcore fucking wrestling stuff. HBK did say Brett's a better wrestler. HBK better on the mic. He's natural on the mic. I'm watching all these old Raws, and even when he's addicted to drugs.
No, when he pulled that fucking smile shit, that was great.
He's got.
I lost my smile. Like what?
What the
fuck?
Fuck
really?
Lost my smile. He wasn't a great champion. I don't know. I'm watching some of the stuff that was happening then.
Goldberg did think it was Mike Tyson. I'll give you that one.
Goldberg thought he was Mike. Yeah,
Goldberg. I mean, Goldberg dissing my fucking girl Asuka. Yeah, fuck him. Pretending I don't know her name. Fuck you.
Goldberg's like, I can only apologize so many times. It's like, yeah, but you kicked the guy straight in the face.
Yo, you cost the guy like what, $10 million? Fuck you, dude.
Yeah, it cost him a shitload of money. At least it put Brett back at WWE anyway.
True.
But I think Cody walks away WrestleMania.
I hope so.
The title.
I hope so, bro. Let's finish this fucking. I don't want to hear ever again in my life finishing the story. Never. No. I'm done. I'm done with this shit.
There's a new story to be told. We need to move forward. We need to get, I think, a new champion, and there needs to be a new. They need to draw the map differently. There needs to be new. They were doing good because they split up the Usos, and they were doing something, but they just haven't really let it take on a new life. And I think the thing that it hinges on is the fact that Roman's the champ.
And this Uso thing's got to stop too, bro. Because that yeet shit, bro, and all this, and it's
very popular.
It fucking sucks, dude. I'm sorry. You're a tag team.
Right.
That's just like when they broke up the Hardys. Nah,
doesn't work.
When they broke up the Road Warriors, no. That's it. Put them back. You couldn't break up Demolition because it was
right. There's just certain tag teams that go together and they don't do well separate. Tools millions from Brett and dream matches from the fans. There's so many dream matches, man. What's your biggest dream match? Let me ask you that. What's your dream match that never happened?
That never happened?
Mm-hmm.
Undertaker Sting.
That's a good one.
Undertaker Sting, bro. They could have pulled the trigger. I don't care how fucking old they are.
That aura, that feeling that
it shouldn't have been Triple H Sting. It should have been Undertaker repping against Sting. Like I came here to see who's the real master of the dark or some shit. Who's the best?
Definitely.
That's the way it should have been. That's the dream match that I'm like, we'll never get, and I'll sit there and be like, what would have happened? Because I'm like, it would have been the greatest vignette match ever. Right. The vignettes would have been great.
Absolutely. I think the other one
and Hogan and Flair at WrestleMania. That's another one too. I'm like, fuck.
Flair Rock. I've heard Flair Rock a lot. Austin Hogan. That's the one. That's like apparently the one.
That doesn't work for me, brother.
It doesn't work for me. I'm not putting him over. No way, brother. No way, no how. What? Stone Cold don't give a damn. What? Got a can of whoop ass in his bag. What?
I still like Hulkamania more than Stone Cold. I'm a Hulkamaniac. But
wait. How old were you when Hulkamania started?
I mean, I started watching wrestling at WrestleMania 3.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I
The
was born in
gold.
77, so I mean, yeah, probably like 8, 9.
Gotcha.
You know, maybe somewhere around there, maybe a little, you know. But I mean, I liked Hulk Hogan. I liked Lex Luger. I mean, I was NWA, WWF. That was my thing, you know.
That plays, man. I mean, that era, that's the dream era. That's when it's coming onto the scene in a big way. And you know, WrestleMania 3, WrestleMania 1 was impressive because it was the first of its kind.
Yeah.
And then 2 was such a flop in a way.
Like I say, I got to go down with the ship, bro. I don't think Stone Cold, he sold more merch, he made more money, but I don't think worldwide he was bigger than Hulk Hogan. That was amazing. Like that was some fucking Rocky shit, bro. What fucking Hogan was going. They knew him everywhere, bro. He was like Muhammad Ali, dude.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah, Hulk's aura was on the level of a real athlete.
Only certain guys get that, bro. Like he's like a Michael Jordan of wrestling. Only certain dudes have that. Flair had that.
And a big part of it is the reason it deserves more recognition is it's pre-internet. And I think anything that's pre-internet, for it to be so big and so just encompassing, is a whole other beast. Austin reached the levels and brought the WWE to the mainstream again. It helped it get back.
Hogan was word of mouth. Austin came in when the internet started popping a little bit.
You can see. I'm trying to think of what was the first time I saw Stone Cold. I don't remember.
I liked him when he was stunning Steve Austin. I remember that motherfucker doing that shit, you know?
Stunning Steve Austin. Oh, what were some of those great Fang McFrost? I love those fucking names that they're all belting out in that bio. That shit. So they had a list of names for me, and it was Fang McFrost, and you just like.
Yeah, I remember. I think he was like the TV champion when I was watching NWA. You know, he was hanging out with Pillman. You know, I remember that was my Austin, bro. Seeing that was pre-bald Austin when he had hair and shit before he started losing his hair.
Pre-ECW. That was the marker.
And I'll go down with the ship here. I never liked ECW. Don't care for hardcore matches. Don't care for blood and guts and all that shit. That's only in horror movies.
That's the opposite. That's the side of the spectrum. That's what Chris will say when he says, and Triple H said something to the same effect, where it's like we pushed the limit so far. Yeah. There was no. All you could do is kill people on video. Like you couldn't go any further than we went.
And if you watch ECW and all that shit, that's where they were going, throwing people off of look at New Jack, threw the dude off the fucking scaffold and did it. Bro, you just almost committed murder.
Right. It reaches a point where we're way beyond anything that could be perceived as entertainment, and it becomes blood sport, weird. Yeah, I don't know.
You want to watch that?
No one wants to watch. That's why they have fall from the top of the fucking. As much as people claim they want to see that, they don't want to see that.
Exactly. You want to watch that? Go watch kickboxing. Go watch a Kumite or some shit. Bro.
Definitely. But yeah, so we are jacked. We can't wait. I can't wait for Monday. I'm more excited for this than I am for a lot of things.
Your show is more exciting for WrestleMania than WrestleMania is.
Yeah, that's definitely what we're looking for.
See your guys' reactions is more exciting than than seeing Cody finish his story.
You know? Hey, sometimes that's the point. You know, I think I've said before that the show that has its own kayfabe, or it has its own aura that it's before we go into the show, you know, we do our best to try to map out at least an idea of what we're going to do. But sometimes I'll have some anxiety about going into the show. What are we going to talk about? What the fuck are we going to do? And we hit the button and it's on. And it's just like we naturally get into that place, and it's worked so well for us. And I'm glad that
you guys are doing good, man. I'm telling you, about 3 years.
This is
3 years strong.
We're on
bro.
the third year. This is the official. It's weird. WrestleMania is the unofficial anniversary for the BreakRoom podcast, because it is the first live show that we did.
Yeah.
And we've continued with those since.
Well, what do you got? Like, before we get out of here, what do you got? What do you got? Anything to plug? What do you guys got coming up the pipe?
Man, I think right now we're in WrestleMania mode. I don't think there's anything else we could think about. So Monday, April 1st, we will be at Barclays Center in Brooklyn. For
people, if
Monday
you
Night
want
Raw.
pictures taken with the Four Horsemen of Podcasting, you better go over there.
Listen, if you're going to be at Barclay for Raw, don't miss us. Don't miss the real life Peter Griffin. We're going to be making a spectacle of our own. That's going to be a great time. My birthday is actually that Wednesday, so I'll be celebrating my birthday.
There you go. Happy birthday, brother.
37th birthday next Wednesday.
Ooh.
We have the Break Room. We have Friday Night Live coming this Friday, which will be, not the last show. It will be the hype episode for our Monday Night Raw, our predictions for Raw, our WrestleMania stuff. The following Friday will be the last Friday Night Live before WrestleMania. That is going to be where we recap our Monday Night Raw.
You guys will be live when they're doing the Hall of Fame, right?
Oh, that's a good point. Didn't even think about partnering that up. We'll definitely have the Hall of Fame on as we do the show, so that'll be a good thing. We'll be doing the Raw recap, WrestleMania final predictions, and we'll be covering the WWE Hall of Fame that night. And then we will be live Sunday night, 7 p.m. WrestleMania.
Are you going to do Saturday and Sunday or just Sunday?
Can't do both nights.
I would stream Saturday, bro. You guys stream it, man.
Maybe we'll do, I think, Saturday. It depends. It's very difficult, man. I got to be honest. You got the obligations to the girlfriends.
I hear you.
All of these things. We want my birthday. We're going to be squeezing some stuff in. If we could, if we were making a little bit of coin off of this, which we
understandable,
we would dedicate even more time. But even Saturday would be fun. We're loving 2K24. So we're looking for new ways to kind of bring content like that out there. We know everybody likes the video games. So we've got JR and King in the studio basically with Robin and Sweet. So we've been doing that. There's a clip of that actually from the most recent podcast.
I just saw it came up today. I just saw that.
Yeah, we were having a good time with that. So you'll be definitely keep your eyes up for all of those things. Again, the next week is basically the break room dedicated to WrestleMania 40.
All right, man. Well, Vinny, thanks for coming on the show. And you guys got to go check out their early episodes, bro. When they first started, man, you see the progression. It's really great. The early episodes, like I remember you guys talking about, that was when Obi-Wan came out, the series and all that stuff.
Yes.
Really fucking good. Really good, dude.
Appreciate you so much, dude. I can't tell you, Dave, how much I appreciate you being there week after week. And we're so happy to come on here and talk shop with you.
I enjoy it, man. You guys take me out of some shitty moods sometimes, man. You know, you guys talking, that's the job, bro. You take my mind away, you know, so.
That's what we want to do.
You guys are doing it, man. Thank you so much for coming to the show. I appreciate it, Vin. I will see you guys. Well, I'll be in the chat on Friday.
Yeah.
You guys are rocking, all right?
My man.
All right, peace out, brother. Have a good one.